We speak. As we speak, guys. Ranga Viro says he knows nothing at all about signing for Kaizer Chiefs. Also going to talk about Austin Dube because there are always things happening at Kaizer Chiefs. Hello and welcome to Coast Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo. I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Amakosi Football Club. Sorry for the late upload. As you can see, it's stuck. That means Nsemakaya. Yes, I am home indeed. I am seeing my family for the first time after 10 months. Dimpo, Dintle, say hello.
Hello, friends.
Mushana Amlo, cameraman for today. Anyways, so we talked about Ranga Viro. We talked about Ranga Biro going to Kaizer Chiefs, and we talked about what Irichas PFC have said about him. Good, oh, he's our player. And then on the other hand, you have Marumo Kalan saying he was our player, but now we've sold him to Kaizer Chiefs. Well, Ranga Biro was contacted, and then he said, I do not know anything about joining Chiefs. I do not know anything about joining Irichas Bay, which is, it's funny, ridiculous, and just, I do not know what to say, because think about it. Marumo Kalan says the player has been sold to Chiefs. Richards Bay says the player is theirs, and then Chibabiro says he doesn't know anything. I don't think there is such a thing. I think there is something that the player knows that Richards Bay doesn't know or Marumo Kalans doesn't know. There is a possibility Uguti he did sign that pre-contract with Richards Bay, and he knows Uguti it happened, and he knows the details that were involved, but also he knows Uguti he signed the pre-contract. I mean, he extended his contract with Marumo Kalans, and now he doesn't know Uguti what he has to say, because now if I were him as well, I will have to wait to see Uguti. If this thing goes to the court, to the PSLDC committee, how is it going to be ruled? Who is it going to be ruled in favor of? Because if you say anything at this point, then you might just put yourself in trouble, Uguti. Oh, so you did know about Richards Bay. You admitted in public. You admitted to a newspaper. So now he has to kind of lie, right? Because at this point, he has to protect his reputation. It's weird, by the way, Uguti. The person that they reached is Uranga Chibabiro, and it's not his agent. Because if I think about it, the person who's supposed to be under fire or facing scrutiny, it's supposed to be his agent. Because Agent Yak is the one who's supposed to be dealing with all this nonsense or these situations. Because for crying out loud, that's his job. It's to represent the player in transfer business. But no, the agent was nowhere to be found. As I am saying this right now, I'm realizing that my face might be skewed because the way I set up the camera is not that great. Anyways, let me continue. Ugutige, this thing seems to be more complicated than we thought, because yesterday when I made this video and I talked about this, a lot of people were saying, the same thing happened with Solomons. But with Solomons, the agents were quick to dismiss the whole thing and say, no, he's a Kaizer Chiefs player. The thing that happened has nothing to do with Solomons, and then the situation just dissolved. But now it's the player who's saying, no, angisaynanga na Chiefs mina, angazi lutho futhi about indaba ye-Richards Bay. So it's a lot. It's just a lot, and I do not know ukuthi what's going to happen. But I'll be guys, what's happening? I will be interested to hear what you guys have to say about this thing before we talk about the other thing. Dimpo! So, we're going to move on now and talk about Indaba Ka. Who's this guy? Tabani Dube, Austin Dube. But before we say that, didn't let's tell people to subscribe.
Subscribe, please.
Yeah, boy, please subscribe. If you don't subscribe, and like the video also, because it helps me to reach more people like you. If you don't subscribe, you're an evil person. Anyways, Taban Dube has been asked, according to Kickoff now. They put it like this, ne? They say he could have been asked. Guys, I'm a reporter, guys. South Africa, sometimes it's so funny. They are saying he could have been asked to stop training with the Chiefs. It's weird. He could have been asked to stop training with the Chiefs because they've been trying to loan him out and they're not finding solutions. So now the talks are they're trying to find a solution to negotiate for him to leave. So it's basically the similar situation with Ukola Alexander Uguti. They don't see where he fits in the team. As such, they are going to send him out and basically release him, because at this point, you remember Uguti, excuse me, even with Akai last season, they tried to sell him, to transfer list him, but no one came for him. So they ended up saying, you know what, we're just gonna pay you out of your contract because we don't have space for you. So it's the same thing with Utaban Dube, because they're just paying now. They're like, we won't buy, like $1 million, but no, we're not even gonna bother and try to buy this player. We're just gonna stand here and see what you're gonna do, because we're not gonna pay money for a player that we can get for free next season. So basically, Richards Bay, they're just standing over there and saying, no, we're just monitoring the situation. If Utube is free, we're getting him. Barigi Chiefs, at this point, it looks like they are going to let Utube go, which is just kind of weird to me, the way this thing is reported. They could have the might. It's something like that. But what do you think about Taban Dube? Do you think he can still be useful quick as a Chiefs, especially with a new coach? But then again, someone would say this is the same coach, kind of. The assistant is still there, and then Unsegi was there when Utube was not being played. So I don't see how we can kind of fit. Think about it. We just lost Ungezana, so that means we are one defender less. We also lost Umatoho, who wasn't being played that much, but still, thinking in depth. But Sobon, seems like they want him to go, and then his next destination is probably going to Richards Bay FC. But what do you think about all these things that I've talked about? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy.